Now we'll go through each process one by one in detail. In your training material or in your folder, that is Varal JEA manual, you can go to your training material and you will find all the files, folders and every documents required for your training over here in this folder. Now let's go for steps to be followed to get invoice and other details. Now we'll go through each process in detail. We'll start from collecting details from the jurisdiction. There are multiple tabs over here in the same file. You can access each file for the details of each process. Now we'll start with the collecting details from the jurisdiction. You'll find the stepwise instructions over here to collect details from the jurisdiction. Step 1 will be you'll be getting a notification from Varal. So this will be a notification sent to you. The notification will look like this. So here there will be dear JEA, it will be 1, 2 or 3, JEA1, JEA2 or JEA3, which states that who will be responsible. JEA1 will be responsible for this particular job. So the renewal of Enertech Trading FZE, there will be a company name over here, Enertech Trading FZE, and the registration authority, it is nothing but the jurisdiction where it is registered. So it is FZ Free Zone RAC Z. So this is a jurisdiction. Status of the company is good standing. It is good standing, that is it is active company, and the date of expiry is it will be expiring by 4th of November 2019. So this will be the date of expiry. So this will be the notification which you will be getting from Varal, so that you can proceed. Now here in this you will have a jurisdiction details over here RAC. So you can check which jurisdiction this is. So you will also have in this sheet, you will also have a contact details. So I'll go in detail about this sheet in further. So there you will have all the details over here, so you can check which jurisdiction it is. So that was RAC Z is here, so you can take the contact details from here. So this will be completely filled in some time. So this will be the first stage where you'll be getting the notification from Varal. Once you get a notification from Varal, you will have all the details, so that you can go ahead and collect all the details from the jurisdiction. The first thing you will be doing is you will send an email to the jurisdiction requesting for the details. So you will be requesting for the invoice, you will be requesting for all the application forms, and then the documents required, the process and the status of the company. So all these things for the company renewal and the status of the company. So how will you do that? You will send an email to that jurisdiction. When you click over here, the contact list jurisdiction, you will find the contact detail of the jurisdiction over here. So this is a list of jurisdiction like DWC Dubai World Central, Shams Sharjah Media City, UAQ Umm Al Queen Free Zone, Jafza Jabal Ali Free Zone, and you'll have all the email ID over here. Here you can find the note over here, so you can go through each note so that it will be more clear for you how to send an email. And you also have a mobile number here. It can be used in some cases where it is very urgent, so you can directly contact them through phone call and then ask them to send it as soon as possible. Now this will be the contact list and it will be updated. Here there are two things that you have to remember. In some jurisdictions you have to send an email, so you'll be having email ID over here. For these jurisdictions you can send email. And there is something called portal is online. For this jurisdiction you have to log in using user ID and password. It will be updated here. All these jurisdiction has portals, so you have to log into this using this username and user ID and password, and then you'll get all the details in the portal. It is same like as we have accounts in Gmail, or as we have account in Facebook. Same way you log into this particular portal and you get all the details about the pricing, documents required and other over here. So for each portal or each jurisdiction portal, we will be providing you a manual, training manual, how to access it, how to get the details, how to get the costing details, how to proceed with the renewal, everything. So you don't have to worry initially about that. So I'll provide you the complete details on each jurisdiction. So this is what the portal and which is non-portal are. For non-portal you can directly send an email and they'll reply to you on email. Here there is no personal contact or email ID. You'll get all the details from the portal. You just have to log in using this user ID and password and you'll get all the details over there. When you send an email, once you get a contact details from here, you can send an email. When you send an email, you can use this script to send email. So the subject can be requesting for renewal invoice for company name. Company name you will be getting from the notification. You can copy from there and edit over here. and then you can copy the same email, same script, and then paste it and then send it. So you can there is also a statement called I have attached a copy of license along with this email. So you can find the license copy of that particular company and attach along with this email. So there is one more link over here. So every time you don't have to open this sheet to find your uh, script or links, so it will be separately available. So if you go to your manual or JEA manual, apart from the training material, all the details will be available here. You can go for all scripts here, and all the scripts will be available here. When you open this, so you'll find each script, it will be updated over here. So all the scripts whichever whenever added will be updated over here, so that you can use it accordingly. You can copy it from here and paste it, and everything will be available over here. There's one more thing called all links. So here when you click on this sheet, you will find link for every sheet that you are supposed to be so every time you don't have to come to this sheet, and then you don't have to find the links from here. Instead, all the links will be available in this sheet. So whichever is required, for example, if you want the contact list of the jurisdiction, you can just check over here, contact list of the jurisdiction. You can click here and you'll be getting the contact details, and if there's anything required, it will be here, and then you can use it directly from here. I mean to say, like, every time there are multiple tabs over here, each tab has got many links. So each time you don't have to come and search here which sheet has got the link. Instead, you can directly go to in your manual, you can directly go to all links, and in all links you'll find all the links over here. You can get it from here, even including the steps to be followed to, even for this sheet you'll be finding the link here, that is steps to be followed to get invoice and other details from the jurisdiction. Again, steps to be followed to fill the quotation. Everything will be available over here. Now coming back to this sheet, so once you get email, once you get the detailed notification from overall, you get contact details, and then you will be having the script. You can send an email. So this will be the first part. So once you send an email, you can wait for a reply from the jurisdiction, and if there is anything missing from the jurisdiction apart from this, here we have requested them to send the renewal invoice, documents required, all application forms, process for renewal, and you can also ask for the status of the company. So you can just check if you received all the details from the jurisdiction, that is your renewal invoice, documents required, what are the documents required for the renewal, and all the application forms are received or not, and then what are the process is mentioned there or not, and if the status of the company is mentioned or not. You can just check all these details, and if anything is missing, you can send another email asking for whichever thing is missing. If there's a status of the company is missing, sometimes you might be having a data saying that the company is expired, but in reality the company might be good standing, so you'll be getting that status from the jurisdiction. So if it is not mentioned, you can send another email to the same email. You can reply to the same email asking what is the status of this company, what is the current status of this company. So you'll get the details, and if there's anything like documents required is missing, you can ask the same thing. You can just send an email asking for what are the documents required, and the same way, if application forms are missing, you can ask them to send application forms. Same way the process, what is the process, because you will be the person who will be handling all these things, so you need to get all these details from the jurisdiction. And so if there's anything missing, you can directly ask them. That is not an issue. So they will definitely provide you all the details. So once this is done, once you receive the details from the jurisdiction, so this is the first part. So once you receive it, what you have to do is you have to provide these details to PS. PS are the personal assistants. There are many PS who will be directly interacting with the clients. So like you are interacting with the jurisdiction as a backend and collecting all the details, there is one front end where people, they are called as personal assistants. They will be in contact with client, and they will be providing all these details to client. Now here you have to submit this detail to PA. How will you submit? You cannot submit all the details which you get from the jurisdiction directly, because it has to be standardized. So how will you standardize those? So next thing you will be doing is you will have to fill a quotation template. There is a template, you have to fill that. So this is a template. You will have to fill this template. You will have to fill all these details, and you will have to fill the documents, what is the documents required here. And you don't have to mention the process, because the process is for ourselves, not for the client don't have to know what is the process, but it is for our internal process. We need to know what is the process. Even you have to know, because you are the person who is going to handle the execution. So once you fill this, you can completely fill this, and you have to submit it to the PS. I will go through the steps how to fill this quotation in detail. So now this is just an introduction for this. So there is a steps to be followed to fill quotation and documents template. So when you click here, there is a multiple steps that you have to follow. So I'll explain it in detail with the mock filling of the quotation. You don't have to worry about that. So I just give an introduction what the quotation is and how it looks like. Now once you do this, once you fill this quotation with the documents required, I'll let you know how to where to collect the details, how to check the details, and how to fill this in detail. Now once you do that, once you fill this, the next step will be there is a form for you. So if you go to all links, so there's a form, so you can get a link over here. You can click over here on this link, JA company renewal data form. You can fill this. There's a name of the company. You already have the name of the company. You can select it which company it is. So once you select the company name, the jurisdiction, which jurisdiction it is, then the status of the company you'll be getting from the jurisdiction, it is good standing, expired or not. And if it is good standing, you can mention good standing, expired, whatever it is, you can mention it over here. Now here you'll be updating the total quotation, the whichever what you prepare over here, this sheet should be updated here. You can add the file over here, and I will show you in detail how to create the file and how to update this folder. So we'll go to each step in detail, but this is just introduction, like what you have to do. The next step once you prepare the quotation is you have to fill this form, and then you just have to submit it. You just have to fill this details here, and then you have to submit this. So when you submit this, once you submit this, this will be received by this quotation which you fill here will be received by PS. They will send it to client, and then client will make the take the further decision on making the payment for the renewal, and the client will be making the payment. Here there is one more step, that is the filling the documents required form. So earlier this was a separate part. This is a quotation with the costing details, and this is the documents required a separate document, but we have combined it on the same. So I'll remove this step from here. That will not have a separate step. You will be filling the same template for both quotation and document. So once the template is filled, so you will fill the form which I showed you earlier, and you will submit this to PS. So this is the completion of first job. So I'll just go through it once again. That is, you will get an email notification from Varal with the complete details, and then what you will do is you send an email to jurisdiction. You will check which jurisdiction it is, and if it is through portal, you will send an email. You will just check over here. If it is non-portal, you send an email, and if it is portal, you will log into the portal. If it is portal, you will use the user ID, password, and log into the portal and get the details from there. So once you get the details, you will fill the quotation and documents required template. Once you fill the quotation and documents required template, you will submit a form, and then it will be submitted to PS, and PA will use that to communicate with client. Now here in the same sheet, I have mentioned over here for non-portal DWC. So what is this? This is DWC is a free zone, that is a jurisdiction, Dubai World Central. Now here, when you send an email to this particular email ID, here for example for this particular jurisdiction there is only one email ID, so you can send an complete detail or the whole script to this particular email ID. But for DWC there are two different email ID. That is because in DWC you get half details from one email ID, half details from another email ID. That is, half detail is about the license, the renewal of the license and establishment card is from one email ID through one email ID, and renewal of the facility is nothing but office space or the virtual office, whichever the client has. You'll be getting the details of this facility from another email ID. So you can send two different email scripts. You can copy these two scripts. This is for license and this is for facility renewal. You can send it to that particular email ID. So you will have two email IDs. So as I mentioned earlier, there will be details here. You can check for which email ID license should be sent, for which email ID lease facility should be sent, and you can send email accordingly. You can use the script from here. Now for portal, what will be the process is, these are the jurisdiction where the portals are available. So it is already there in the contact list, that where are the portals available, and it will be updated soon. For the portals, what you will have to do is, you can get the details from you will get a notification from Varal. You can check the jurisdiction and you can log into the portal, get invoice and documents from the portal. instead of getting from email for these jurisdiction, you can get it from the portal itself. You don't have to communicate with anyone, you can directly go to the portal and get it from there. So it will be explained in detail for each portal how to get the details. So once you get the detail, you can fill the quotation. You can, the same process you can follow over here. You will fill the quotation and then you will submit a form to update this quotation to PS. This will be the first stage, that is you will be getting notification, send an email or collect details either through email or through portal. You will collect details from the jurisdiction, and once you get all the details, you will fill the quotation. Once you fill the quotation, you will submit the quotation through form. This will be the first process. Now the second thing is, we will go through how to fill the quotation and then how to submit the quotation. So here it is filling of the quotation, steps to be followed for filling of the quotation. Now we'll go through how to fill the quotation. So in the next video we'll discuss how to fill the quotation. You'll have the link over here, and there's a tab over here. You can directly click over here, fill quotation template, and then we'll go through this in the next video.